Hello, friends and family, and welcome to the final round of the 2023 Las Vegas Challenge, presented by Innova. This is a Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite Series event and the first stop on the Pro Tour. My name is Holly Finley.
And I'm Connor O'Reilly, and I hope you guys enjoyed that spiffy new intro as much as I did. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Ace Run Pro, bringing you guys Chase Card, FPO action all year.
We've got a super exciting day. These are all of the talented ladies that made the cut. Everyone's gonna get paid. And that's why you come to Vegas.
Yeah, when you make that cut, especially when you're up here at the top, it kind of takes a little extra layer of stress off, lets you just go out there and showcase your game. And here we have Henna Blomroos, well known for the power she displays. If she's able to knock some putts down, she can really score on a course like this. And here we have Handley, also very powerful player, forehand and backhand combo. Look to see her be able to attack the course.
Alexis Mandujano, very accurate putter. If you saw her at the All-Stars event, she had the best putting score of the men and women. And here we have our new face, super impressive, very creative player, Caroline Henderson. I can't wait to see more shots out of her. Let's send it. Here we go, hole 1, 353 feet, a par 3. You do have the OB cart path on the right and obviously this pond short. This is a birdieable hole for the division, but wind might be a factor here. A lot of times you just play to the lower side of the slope and take an uphill putt.
Yeah, one of those holes definitely on the longer end of the range of attackability in the FPO field, but everyone on this card looking to give themselves at least a long circle 1 birdie putt. Beautiful sunny morning here in Las Vegas for the final day. Always good to see our best weather saved for last. And if you haven't seen Henna throw the disc, you're going to be very impressed by the amount of speed she's able to put on it.
Yes, we're going to be in for a real treat today. I do like this hyzer line. You have to get the shot just right, though, or you can get caught up with that tree right by the basket. Henna looks to have a nice outside the circle putt.
Yeah, the key on that backhand is to push it flat for at least a couple seconds before you have the late fade. But sometimes it gets scary with that out of bounds on the right side, and you often see players down at the bottom of the hill like Henna. Holland playing for Discraft this year. Very powerful forehand player, well known for the technique she's been able to develop in only a few years playing the game.
Third on the tee, from Cibolo, Texas, Alexis Mandujano.
That looks to be tracking a bit too right, has a danger of staying out of bounds, and it does.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
Alexis.
that is not a good start for Alexis, but 17 holes left.
Henderson.
Yeah, having to flirt with a straighter disc on a hole like this can be scary. It really makes that angle very specific. And I feel like we're going to see Caroline and Holland taking a lot of the same shot selection on our tee shots here, seeing as they both throw both ways very comfortably.
It's a bit low and overturned out of the hand from Holland, but she's safe and she can play the hole for par. I'm sorry, for Caroline.
Always double check your rule book. Don't make any guesses out there. We want the courses to play consistent for everybody, so they're trying to figure out where Alexis should take this one. Is there a drop zone here? I'm not sure.
I don't recall seeing one. We've got Caroline up first with her upshot. She's doing a sidearm into the green. It sticks nicely and she'll have a drop in par.
Ooh, a little bit nose up. But like we said, Alexis is a strong putter. Let's see if she can get it going early in the round. She's going to need it to score hot here.
Henna for bird. A bit high, but she'll have a drop in par. Handley for bird. A bit outside.
Good to see her coming out aggressive, though. She was not afraid to run that putt.
Alexis hits the band on her comeback putt.
Oof.
That looked a little timid out of Holland here on hole 1. Maybe the final round spectators. I don't know, but the putts look stronger in the past, so I'm sure she'll pick that up here as the holes start up.
Yeah, it's never quite lifted that hand high enough.
Exactly. It's a good looking par putt from Henna. Alexis will take a double here on hole 1. And Caroline taps in her par putt.
The second presents us with one of the more technical and touchy shots on the course. 270 feet. This one makes you feel like you're in the woods. You got tree line on the left, also a tree line on the right. You really got to hit your angle here. Make sure to keep the nose of the disc up, but also keep it low so you can avoid the low ceiling while giving yourself the ability to slide up to this green. If your circle too short, you'll have a tricky low ceiling to navigate. But if you get into circle 1 here, you're really looking to score a birdie. And this hole actually played exactly at even par today.
Henna starts us off first, and she hits a tree on the left side, but she is safe. She'll have to scramble for her par.
Looks like Caroline's throwing a trust straight to overstable mid-range from latitude. Yeah, and she gets up there nicely. She's going to have a wide open 20-footer.
Holland takes that straight, low shot, and she skips up in the circle. CTP for now.
Yeah, textbook angle. Hit some hyzer on a straight disc. You could see it kind of pushing up, but not wanting to flip over. And great height control there.
Alexis's shot comes out a little left, but she does make it most of the way down the fairways. We'll see if she has a putt.
It looked like maybe a fairway driver out of Alexis there. So once she got that nose up, the disc just wanted to tail off to the left. Yeah, not the hole you want to be scrambling on, especially on a day where you need to score strokes to have any chance of getting close to our leader, Katrina, or even to more likely jump yourself into one of those podium finishes, because Katrina is, she's out there.
Henna with her third shot from the knee, looking to scramble for a bogey at this point. And she's up there with a short putt.
Looks like Alexis is just in bounds on the other side of the rocks. You will not see that happen very often here. Fortunate break. She takes no time. Almost drops it in the back of the cage there.
I've seen times where the cameraman can't even catch her shot because she just executes so quickly.
Yeah.
Caroline with a sweet birdie putt.
Maybe she's the Isaac Robinson of the FPO field in that case. Good putter, plays in about 5 seconds average.
And that's a strong putt from Holland. That's what we're looking to see. Solid, good height, looks confident. She'll pick up a bird here on the second.
Alexis been a little squirrely off the tee, so let's see if she can dial it in, give herself a look on hole number 3.
And Henna taps in her bogey. I think this is one of my favorite holes on the Innova course.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun to throw.
It has the most trees.
Yeah.
Welcome back, hole 3, 260 feet, a par 3 elevated basket. The pond you see is out of bounds. You'll see most players taking a right-hand hyzer shot. We also have the out of bounds cart path behind the basket, as well as out of bounds on the right by a string. I have seen some forehand shots here, and we have some pretty good forehand players on this card. If you don't get a birdie here, you feel like you've left one out on the field.
Yeah, I feel like especially last year that forehand was a lot more there. Those branches grew down just enough where I don't feel like we saw almost any forehand this year. Last year, though, seemed pretty 50-50. Oh, and that one slips back in, touches the path for a moment. Caroline lets out a nice smile.
Holland throwing a nice hyzer shot. It's a little lower than Caroline's. It's skipping up nicely, and she'll have a birdie putt at it.
Great angle there, and just shows how fast that Vegas grass is. She lands at circle's edge right and still makes it left of the bucket.
Alexis using a similar line to attack the green, a nice flare skip. And she will also be inside the circle, putting for birdie.
Henna pushes this one a little deep. And she gets fortunate as well. That path giveth and taketh, and today it said, I'll give them back to you guys. Scary shot.
Henna didn't give that enough height out of the hand. It looked a bit timid, but she will have a drop-in par putt. Caroline's putt looked equally as timid on this elevated basket. Let's see if Alexis can it. There it is. Solid stroke, birdie for Alexis.
Yeah, great putt for Alexis. She's going to need to score on some of these shorter holes. She doesn't quite have as long of an arm as some of these other ladies on the card, but she's lethal on the greens, like we said, so if she gets herself into circle 2 opportunities and keeps herself in bounds all day, she can definitely move up.
2 sweet putts from Holland Handley, back to back.
And yeah, that left to right crosswind just dropped Henna and Caroline out of the air. Caroline not quite able to make the adjustment off of Henna's putt. Those elevated baskets can just make you have a little more hesitation and this tenseness in your body, and maybe a bit of what you saw there. Tension would have been a good word there. I'll learn. And here we are. 384 feet is the fourth, except for we're going to have a triple mandatory with the big Zuka truss right about there. If you hit that gap, though, you're going to be rewarded most likely with a circle 2 look. Getting into circle one is definitely a bonus here. This one can be tough to score on depending on the wind. And it actually played as the hardest hole on the course today for the FPO division at .76 over par. Kind of a fun stat. The easiest hole played the opposite, under par.
After those two birdies, Holland Handley up first, and she hits the left side of the Mando, and that is out of bounds.
And I believe you proceed to the drops, or to re-tee with a penalty stroke if you do not get through on this one.
Alexis, however, does hit the triple Mando, and she's safe in the fairway.
Good looking rip there. You do want this one to drag over to the right for just a moment and then have a gentle fade, and that's right on line with the basket. She's got a 50-footer.
Henna makes the Mando. Powerful looking shot. Ends up a little bit past Caroline, and she'll have about a 40-foot look at it.
Here you see Holland having to re-tee after missing that mandatory. Definitely going to make this one hard to hit that second time. She clears it, chip up, take your double bogey, and try to move up the rest of the course. A lot of golf left.
Alexis with a very accurate upshot within 3 feet.
Yeah, Vegas is one of those places where, regardless of how short your upshot is, I feel like you always got to watch it until it's done moving. Sometimes you turn around and you look back 5 seconds later, it's still rolling somehow.
Henna gave that a bid, which I appreciate. She'll have an easy look at par.
For sure. She's a player that she can get the putter going. She's going to give herself looks to score birdies.
Ooh, nice looking putt from Holland.
Yeah, to save double bogey, that one was driven nice and flat wing and nose angle straight into the chains. Henna cleans up. Definitely a hole she wanted to give a bid on, and she did, but that wind just took it left at the end.
Caroline made that hole look easy, as did Alexis. Here we are on hole 5. This is our first par 5 today, 642 feet. Seen a lot of different shot shaping off the tee. A sidearm is a great choice. If you have a nice backhand turnover, that's a good choice off the tee as well. Your upshot is the most important. The big distance players can possibly have a look at eagle here, but on your upshot, you've got to have good distance control and accuracy. You have that out of bounds golf green surrounded by all of that out of bounds concrete. Alexis up first.
This needs to hold, and it's fading too early. Yeah, she finds that new out of bounds line on the left that they put in since last year. I think it is a good change to the hole design, though. Keeps you honest off the tee.
Keeps you honest. That's a funny way to put it. Caroline choosing a great forehand. I saw that in the MPO division. I thought that is a smart way to play this hole. She's in a great position in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, forehand usually puts you at the base of that pine tree that the backhand's looking to fly past, and very manageable shot. If you can get there, you can throw the same shot to the green, and that thing had a lot of crazy ground play.
I like the curl on it.
Yeah.
Holland put some nice angle on hers. I like the height on it. The nice soft left finish. Her and Henna will have good shots.
Somebody knows.
Alexis making sure that she's playing by the rules on each shot. Not a bad thing to do. Looks like she's just laying up short of the green here. Except for this one, kind of scaring me, but just fine. Henna also plays a layup right up within 2 meters of that green. That's going to be an easy pitch up for the birdie that, if you keep it in bounds on your first 2 shots, is almost presented to you here. Love that angle.
That is looking good. Caroline has hit the green and she'll, excuse me, about maybe get a 33-foot look at it. It's hiding behind the tree there. I couldn't quite see it.
Yeah, nice circle's edge come back up the hill. Like you said, though, that green is so short. It's one thing to come in on the right line accuracy-wise, but you have to have the pace proper as well.
Holland's safe with her upshot, so her and Caroline will be looking at eagle putts.
Alexis slides it up for a 15-footer for the birdie. Or, sorry, the par save after that out-of-bounds drive. Henna waiting for some claps. Said, guys, I earned a birdie. Come on.
We've got Handley with an eagle putt here on the 5th. Pretty nasty headwind coming right at her face. Looks like she thought about giving it a bid and
yeah,
feel like it was more of a safe layup. Nothing wrong with a drop-in birdie. Caroline decides to do the same.
Holland had one of those winds kind of off the right shoulder. You don't know if it's going to lift, and the way that slope falls away to the left, if you miss that one, you're most likely not on a long comebacker. Good cleanup for par for Alexis. That was a mature play, not trying to force the issue after taking the out of bounds. An easy birdie for Holland, even though we know she wanted the big one.
More eagle opportunities to show up later.
This looks perfect. Off the basket. Now it's rolling. It's headed for the OB. This needs to sit. Oh my goodness. It's safe. Right on the line. She's going to have about a 30-foot putt for the win. Okay, here we go. The putt is up. Boom. It's in. Strong side with authority. What an incredible moment. Yes.
The Wombat 3 pretty much goes right where you want to throw it. One of the most difficult shots to throw in disc golf is a perfectly straight shot, and the Wombat 3 does that really, really well.
Hole 6, 222-foot island hole. You've got this gentle right to left slope, right of the basket here. It's pretty flat if you're left. The key here is to throw probably an overstable putter or mid-range and land it relatively flat, 20 feet short of the basket, let it slide up a little bit. You don't want to land on this slope with too much angle, and you really have to control your pace here. The true distance might only be about 180 feet when you throw it proper.
Caroline's earned the right to tee first, and she says, oh, out of the hand, it was a bit too low. She does not make the island. She'll have to proceed to the drop zone.
This looks great out of Henna.
I love the straight shot at it.
Yeah, if you have the trust and the ability to throw a straighter disc here, you're going to get that softer landing.
I also like to see a standstill. That was pretty neat. Holland with a slow walk up.
Yeah, she lands that one great. Gonna have a safe comeback putt.
Alexis also utilizing a slow walk up and more of a straight shot at the basket, and she'll be safe as well. So only one of the 4 players out of bounds. Caroline doesn't want any taste of that drop zone putt. She lays it up for bogey.
Yeah, wind off the right shoulder, about 45 feet. That's a hard one to commit to. And Alexis needs that one to stay, and looks like it does. She caught enough chains to slow her disc down there.
And Henna doesn't quite connect on her birdie putt.
This is one of those greens that definitely makes you throw normally a slightly slower stroke than you typically do, because you know if you don't catch metal, that out of bounds comes fast.
That was a good looking putt from Handley.
It's almost best to go just long right if you can, because you have a really safe putting angle back at this basket. Most people are going to be putting with that water behind their field of vision. Caroline might have taken a bogey, but she made a mature decision to at least commit to that bogey and decide to take it instead of give it a half go, wind up with a double or something.
Hole 7, a par 4 coming in at 417 feet. I believe this is one of the more intimidating tee shots. You have to clear the water, to trust the disc, swing your drive over the water, and land safe short of this out-of-bounds golf green. That should give you a fairly short approach into this extremely small landing area by the basket. We do have the 2 hazard sand traps left and right, as well as an aggressively sloped green behind the basket. Handley up first. Wow, I love the height. No problem clearing the water, and she's safe.
Yeah, I do not envy having to lay up into this touchy, fast landing zone. It's a hard shot to be accurate and to be in bounds on. Hannah pushing it a little deeper and putting herself with an 80-footer. Should be a pretty simple pitch up for her.
That was an incredible drive. Probably one of the better ones I've seen here. Alexis up next.
Yeah, I'd bet Hannah could attack this one in the right wind like today if she really hits the angle right.
Mandujano's safe off the tee.
Yeah, one of the keys here on this layup is going to be to give the disc a little bit of height. You come in too low, too fast here, bad things will happen, and Caroline and Alexis hanging out in a good spot. Like you said, kind of weird to see how many shots you see right next to each other when we have so many places to land, but all these players at this level are pretty dialed in, and we know where the landing zones are.
Two great upshots from Caroline and Alexis. The wind has really picked up here.
Something Alexis did a great job of on that short upshot. Some of you guys might want to take note of, as she kept her eyes on the basket the whole time. Don't need a huge shoulder turn. Just need to be accurate on those shots, and sometimes turning your head away can be detrimental.
Pro tip. We have 4 really good upshots. Everyone is pretty close to the basket. The wind is ripping. What wind, says Caroline. Smashes that putt.
Holland has the opposite putt coming back, a little trickier, but she's been having a nice flat putting angle out of the hand on her putts she's made, so should be no problem.
Oh, that looked easy. Wow, 4 birdies. That's incredible.
Yeah, I'd venture to say it's probably one of the few, if not the only, diamond frame of the round on hole 7.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that before.
Yeah. Until you get out there and try it, that upshot is touchy. Or sorry, that drive. Upshot too. And hole 8, gonna be the easiest hole on the course, as well as it was the second round. A 417-foot par 4. This one plays generously downhill. You do have a pretty thick line of trees on the right that if you flip your disc over, could make par pretty easy to grab, but birdie kind of out of play. Really though, if you're anywhere in the open off this tee, you're looking to attack for that birdie, and I would like to see Holland even maybe try to push for the big 2 with the forehand. Henna as well. This one looks kind of smooth though. She might just be taking her birdie, which is very mature and smart to see, but
Hey, that's a 65-footer.
yeah, that's no joke. She's just that smooth with the forehand that I thought it was a layup, but that was a shot.
She's so smooth with the forehand, I actually thought she was a former Ultimate player.
That makes sense.
She quickly corrected me when I mentioned it on coverage once. Henna smashes that
Outdrives
backhand.
the basket.
Wow, she had a huge Annie upshot. The height was incredible. The wind got underneath it, and she's down there pinned deep. Alexis with a smooth forehand. Looks like she'll just play the hole for par.
Let's look for Caroline to put some pop on this and try to get somewhere in the range of Holland, maybe just short of there. Yeah, skips up and
incredible.
hanging out with Holland.
I'm super impressed with Caroline's game. Alexis with a backhand upshot into the green. She chooses a nice low path and skips up right to the base of the bucket.
Yeah, and you're seeing why this hole played as the easiest on the course. Pick your poison off the tee, and eagles in play for most of the top of the field, not everybody.
Four great drives and 4 great upshots.
Yeah, those willow branches just were gonna gobble up any putt she tried. She could have maybe went for it, but then you never know how the disc will land. If it lands vertically out here, little weird rollaways happen. So smart decision from Henna.
Look at that. Birdies all around again. I don't know why I'm acting surprised. This is elite level golf we're watching.
It's great to see though. A lot of green on the last 2 holes. Players moving up.
Here we are, hole 9, 641 feet, a par 4. Off the tee, you have to choose if you're going to go lower through the gap or a little bit higher and go over that naked bush you saw there. The next shot gives you a lot of space to work with. Just throw a big distance drive or possibly get an upshot into the green. A lot of times I see players bail out to the left to avoid this sand trap altogether. I've also seen players purposely aim right at the basket, land in the sand trap, and take the hazard putt. Ooh, Holland takes the very high route, clips some of those lower hanging branches, but she's out of the gap, and from there you can attack for birdie.
Yeah, you can make that gap bigger, like we said, by choosing to go high the way Holland did, but it makes it harder to get that distance to where you can throw a slower disc into the green, so you really got to choose your shot wisely here, and Henna has the power to go high and still push it out there. Great looking shot. Alexis playing the lower shot, and this needs to catch some edge. Yeah, gonna need to make another mature decision there and probably try to position herself for par.
Caroline also going over the top of the bush. A bit of a flex shot. Her and Alexis are in similar positions on the right side of the fairway. Alexis's forehand is really looking spectacular these days. She's worked herself up right outside of circle 2. She could have a jump putt at it if she's feeling aggressive.
Holland looking to get this one up there.
Man, that was smooth.
Yeah, I keep thinking she's just throwing it to not get power. But
she had the sand skip, and it looks like it skipped out of the sand. So she'll be putting for birdie.
Caroline testing her run up. That is a very scary looking situation. Making me nervous.
You can see the basket through the trees there. Wow, what a shot.
Great commitment and body control. Not only hits the gap in front of her, but avoids hitting her hand on the tree.
Gives herself about a circle's edge look at it.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario from in there, you guys.
Henna's got the nice open look. She'll take that hyzer approach at it that we've seen her play in previous days. Almost hitting the cameraman, I know. She'll be a bit long now, but this is a par 4.
Interesting to see her spike it that high on such a short shot. I wonder what the thought process was on that versus a more medium height.
Caroline pitching up. This is Handley for a birdie. She gets it. Another strong looking putt in the wind. 5 birdies in a row for Holland.
All of a sudden, Holland is really lighting it up. A couple early scores holding her back a little bit, but she's still 4 under par for the front 9. Holland is not here to score pars today. She is here to put the pedal to the metal and take what happens.
Alexis and Henna with extremely strong putts. Caroline drops in her par. That was such a good scramble from her lie. Man, we have seen some incredible golf on this front 9. I can't believe how many birdies Holland has.
Yeah, we see all 4 players under par today. Fun mixes, different styles, and as you see, Katrina still in the lead, but Ella starting to pressure. Missy also only a handful of strokes behind, so it's starting to tighten up a little bit. Katrina's going to have to buckle down and really put it back into gear on this back 9.
Caroline holding on to the top 10. That's cool to see. We appreciate you guys tuning in to this round 4 front 9 coverage of the FPO Chase Card. If you want to see some more birdies, follow us for the back 9.